everyone, Anna here with the Coding Guild. Today I would like to share my thoughts on one of AAPC's specialty credential training courses with you, because there is not much information out there about them, and I feel that this might make some people hesitate to purchase this product. It definitely made me wary. But now that I have taken the plunge and reviewed the course, I would be happy to offer some insights and hopefully help you decide whether these courses are the right choice for you at this time or not. AAPC started offering these specialty courses at the beginning of the year for an average member price of $100, but during the course of April they are discounted and can be purchased for $50 each. Now the question is, are they worth it? It depends. Let's first review how the courses work in general. They are electronic. They are uploaded to Blackboard, to AAPC's usual learning system, so there is no need to pay for shipping or wait for it or anything like that. They are short. According to the course syllabus, every course can be completed in about 4 hours. I would say maybe a little more if you are taking notes, but totally doable in one day. They come with 4 CEUs, what can be attained by completing the final exam with at least a 70% score. But don't worry, because the final exam has unlimited attempts, so you can give it as many goes as necessary. And finally, we have access to these courses for 1 calendar year after purchase, and after that, extensions are possible for an additional $30 per month. So this is all great. The infrastructure and the distribution of these courses is very quick, very comfortable. How about the material contained in the courses? Yeah, this is where I started having some issues. First of all, I don't really understand who these courses are for. According to the syllabus, 2 years experience in the given specialty is a prerequisite for the course. Moreover, the syllabus also states, and I quote, "These courses are not meant for individuals with little, limited or no coding experience." And this sounds great, but the problem is that the course will not reflect the same level of expectation. The material provided is very, very basic. For anybody who has any length of experience in that given specialty, the education provided in this course is just simply not necessary. Let me give you some specifics. One of the course objectives is to review common diagnosis codes and conditions. Based on the prerequisite defined in the syllabus, I expected some complex coding scenarios, tricks, tips, coding clinic advice, some crazy stuff I have never noticed in my ICD-10-CM book before. You know, something that would help a coder who has some experience in this specialty. But instead of that, unfortunately, I received a very basic Welcome to Diagnosis Coding module with 4 chapters from another ICD-10-CM course. Not to mention that the material reviewed was from 2019, so the latest diabetes guideline on non-insulin injectables wasn't even on the slides. This is not very useful in 2021. Another example for this problem is the evaluation and management lectures. The second objective of the course is to review CPT and CMS EM related guidelines. And I loved the idea. I definitely could use specialty-specific EM review, especially with CMS guidelines thrown in. I was really looking forward to it. But unfortunately, reality hit again, and what I got was very different, very far from my expectation. The evaluation and management assignment in my course started by defining what an EM service is, what the key components are. Then it went on to highlight some aspects of office and other outpatient visit coding and the 95 and 97 guidelines. And here I need to ask again, who is this for? Because I understand that these specialty credentials can be earned without first earning a core credential like a CPC. So there can be a lot of professionals who want to go for these specialty credentials without having any previous exposure to evaluation and management services, because they might have always been coding the surgical side. So for them, this back to the basics breakdown approach is great and absolutely necessary. The problem is that this module somehow fell between the cracks and didn't really meet the needs of anyone. There wasn't specialty-specific information, let alone any high-level CMS coding guidance, so it was useless for me as an experienced coder. but nor was there a detailed, nice breakdown of evaluation and management concepts that novice EM coders would need. The lectures here were truly an overview of EM coding, as in an overview from 30,000 feet, because they told you what is in the chapter, some CPT guidelines were repeated, and there were about 5 or 6 leveling exercises. But this is not enough for somebody who is new to EM coding, and way too much for someone who has 2 years of experience in this specialty. But to say something positive, because there are positives in this course, the next assignment was okay. It dealt with procedures commonly performed in the specialty, and the procedures reviewed were actually very nicely done. For every service discussed, there was a slide with the anatomy in question on it, then the description on how the procedure is performed, a listing of CPT codes we can assign to this procedure, some highlights on the guidelines and what to look out for, and finally 1 or 2 exercises per procedure with operative note, dissection, and full rationale. Nothing new, they were basic, conveying the same information we already have in the CPT codebook, but for what they are, these lectures were very nice and compact review of all these specialty-specific procedures. Of course, I still have complaints about this section of the course. First of all, very few procedures are reviewed, especially if we compare the material to the study guide. In the study guide, there are 31 different procedures listed and reviewed for this specialty, while the course only gave me 5. And granted, the ones in the course were more fleshed out, there was more detail to them, but still only 5? And you know what? The answer is no, I didn't actually get 5, because 2 of the procedures reviewed were actually from other courses. So technically I only got 3 that were uniquely written for the specialty training I purchased. And sure, there is a lot of overlap between specialties, I get that, but this specialty has a lot of unique services. The potential was really there to create all original material. I don't feel that there was real need to repeat any material from other courses. After the procedural coding part, the next objective of the course was to review the frequently missed concepts on the credentialing exam, and I have to say I really enjoyed this part. It listed 10 different topics coders usually miss on the exam, with some explanation and examples. This module is really great because it brings up issues with tougher coding scenarios, and then it lets you code one for practice. And this is also true for the last part of the course, the final exam. There are 10 cases to code with a total of 35 multiple choice questions, and we have 8 minutes for every case because the test is 1 hour 20 minutes long. Just like in real life, we need to assign diagnosis codes, CPT codes, and modifiers on the final exam. And I also would like to mention the notes. I really enjoyed them because they are very lifelike. They are not oversimplified school cases. We have a lot of procedures performed during the same session. There might be some complications. And from time to time, the coder is also forced to step outside of the boundaries of the specialty-specific CPT section. I haven't yet taken this specialty credentialing exam, but I can truly believe that it will be something like these 10 questions I received in this course. I would say that this was excellent practice for the real thing. So all in all, what is the verdict? Is the AAPC Specialty Credential Training course worth it? For as long as it is $50 discounted, I would say yes, because it comes with 4 CEUs, and $12.50 per CEU is not so horrible. But once it goes back to its original member price of $100, it will be a no from me. At that point, the price per CEU is too high, and the material presented does not warrant this price tag in my opinion. For exam prep purposes, I find it more beneficial to purchase the study guide and the practice exams. They will be slightly higher at the price point of $80 and $40 respectively, but there are also advantages. For example, the study guide doesn't expire. It stays with us while the course is only available for 1 full year. The study guide also covers more material than the course, and it also has a practice exam in it. My final rating would be 3 stars out of 5. 2 were deducted for the recycled material from other courses and for the inconsistent knowledge level provided throughout the course. Do you agree with my grievances? Do you disagree? How was your experience? Have you purchased the course yet? And if you haven't, what do you think about it now? Are you going to give it a go? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for being here with me today. Don't forget to visit the website for more coding help and free coding quizzes. I will see you soon in our next video.